Hi, I'm Lee Muirhead.
And I'm Michael Croker, and this is Living Proof. Every episode we invite you to come with us to discover why life gets better with age and how we can all be living proof.
Well, on today's show, Graham heads to Grafton to celebrate the all-too-brief show of natural beauty at the annual Jacaranda Festival.
And Stephen Fennick has some important tips on how you can protect your rights as a consumer.
Plus, later in the show, Ange helps one lucky lady swap the garden for glamour with a fun and vibrant new look.
But first up, Carly shares some simple lifestyle changes that can help protect you against heart disease.
Hi Heather, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, Carly.
So tell me about your health goals.
My health goals would be maintaining a healthy lifestyle because of my strong family history of cardiac disease, where I've lost both my parents and a sister in their 40s to heart disease.
Yeah, and what things have you done to help your cardiac health?
Well, we walk twice a day. We do aqua aerobics once a week. And plus I go to move classes.
Have you done anything diet-wise for your heart health?
Well, with diet-wise, I keep an eye on my cholesterol. I do like the cheese, so that's one of my downfalls. I love cheese.
Do you monitor any blood levels?
Yes, I have regular checkups and fasting cholesterols every 6 months. Plus I keep an eye on my own blood pressure myself. I am on medication. So I do take anti-hypertensives as well as cholesterol medication.
Okay, well we can talk about that today and look at some strategies for improving your blood fats and cholesterol levels through diet as well, which work together with your medications with that family history.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
That'd be lovely.
So after speaking with Heather, we've seen that she has a strong family history of cardiovascular disease. Now, Heather can't do anything about that, but there are a few things through lifestyle that we can change through diet to reduce those risk factors of heart disease. So two of the things that we talked about with Heather are her cholesterol and her blood pressure. So Heather mentioned she tests her cholesterol, and there are two types of cholesterol in the blood, the HDL or the good cholesterol and the bad or LDL cholesterol. The HDL cholesterol goes around the blood like a big garbage truck, cleaning up the bad cholesterol, taking it back so that we can get rid of it from the body. We want that one to increase. Our LDL cholesterol is our bad cholesterol, and if that builds up in the blood, that can form plaques in our arteries, leading to heart disease. So we want to lower the LDL cholesterol. When it comes to blood pressure, we want to reduce the amount of pressure in our blood, which reduces our pressure on our heart. We can do that through diet by reducing salt, which acts as a sponge and holds onto water, so that if we reduce the salt in the diet, we reduce the pressure and the heart disease risk. So I'm going to talk about that with Heather today. So Heather, would this be a typical day's eating for you?
Yes, very typical.
Okay, so this is your breakfast, you got some granola, some snacks. I see this is your lunch, is it?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, and then we've got some fish and vegetables for dinner. And what is this? Is this something you make?
That's a pumpkin and sweet potato frittata, but it is made with cream and French onion soup mix.
Okay, and what about this? We've got a cheese platter here. Do you like to go out and eat cheese platters and socialise?
We do indulge in our cheese platters.
I guess with the cheese platters, what we want to watch is that they're quite high in saturated fats. So saturated fats are the animal fats, also high in salt, and these lead to poorer heart health outcomes. You can have them sometimes, but there are some suggested changes here that you could incorporate on your platters when you're socialising. So things like smoked salmon, fresh tomato and basil, things like olives. Olives and olive oil are very high in those healthy monounsaturated fats, which really lead to raising that good cholesterol and lowering the bad cholesterol. We also have some beetroot dip here, Heather. So beetroot has high levels of something called nitric oxide that forms in the blood, and that keeps your blood flowing really well. So very good for heart health. We've also got some garlic over here. Garlic is linked to lowering blood pressure. We typically say to have around 3 cloves of garlic a day. which could lead to lower blood pressure. So you could add that to things like your bruschetta and your olives just to get that extra benefit. We've also got the avocado as well, which is very good in those good, healthy monounsaturated fats. And avocado could be used as like a guacamole dip, something that replaces those high salty, fatty foods. So I noticed you've got some stock cubes here too, Heather. Do you normally cook with stock?
I do.
What you could do is watch the sodium content of these foods. You typically want to aim for under 2,000 milligrams of sodium a day, which is under a teaspoon of salt. Yep. So this particular stock has around 430 milligrams. So I guess you can see that over time it would add up. If you have lots of these packaged foods, that could end up raising your blood pressure. So you can buy low salt versions of a lot of these products, but overall if you're having lots of packaged foods and those processed meats, that would be what really adds that sodium to your diet. So do you think you'd be able to incorporate some of these changes to get that healthy fat?
I think it would be very worthwhile.
Yeah, good.
Well, there we are, some wonderful, straightforward tips to help take better care of our heart.
Yeah, well, when it's genetic, I mean, it's something we have to face. But I thought her diet was really, really healthy. And I'm a bit of a cheese girl too. So I do like beetroot. I do like avocado. I think I could adjust.
We have our vices, but everything in moderation.
Oh, I know. Yes, that is true. All right. Well, it's time for our fashion makeover segment, designed to help you look good and feel great. Resident style mentor Ange is in Toowoomba. Let's take a look.
Hello everyone, we are in Highfields today, just near Toowoomba, known as the Garden City, more like the Windy City. I'm about to meet Chris. Now I've heard she's a very keen gardener, but would like to elevate her wardrobe out of her gardening clothes. So I am here to help her with that. Let's go meet her.
Hi, Ange. How are you?
Chris.
Lovely to meet you at last. Yeah, come on in.
Yes,
This is my little dog,
hi,
Pokey.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you here. Actually, it's quite exciting.
So tell me a bit about your lifestyle and what's important to you, what makes you happy?
Well, the most important thing to me really is my family. I love my family and love being with them. But other things that I really enjoy are gardening, and I spend a lot of time gardening.
And so you love all those bright colours and you want your style to kind of reflect that?
Well, I just feel I'm sort of stuck in a rut, really, of just wearing jeans and blouses, and I tend to wear that style of thing a lot. So I just thought I'd like to look a little bit different and just freshen up my outfits and how I look.
We all feel like that sometimes, Chris. We all get stuck in a rut. So I look forward to helping you. Let's get started, hey?
Sounds great. I've got a lovely big wardrobe, which is great.
This is every girl's dream,
It
Chris.
is.
So I'm seeing a lot of pants.
Yes, so you can see I need to do something different other than pants and blouses, but
The pinks.
Yes.
Like some pinks.
Well, my sisters always say, not another pink outfit, but I love pink. So
And your shoes.
I feel more comfortable in flats.
Sure.
Yeah, so.
Are you confident to walk in a little bit of a heel?
Oh, yeah.
With an active lifestyle, it's easy to get in a habit of dressing down or saying, this will do. But take time out to invest in the way you present yourself to the world, because ultimately, that's what's going to make you feel confident and positive. Chris wants to feel fun and vibrant. She wants the clothes that she wears to reflect her love of the garden and all the bright colours that she loves. So I'm going to select a really fun print for Chris, one that's really vibrant and reflects all those colours she loves, but doesn't swamp her. Chris's frame is really petite. So when you're choosing a really bright, bold print, just be mindful of the shape of the garments. Whatever attracts the eye will magnify. You want to show off your good bits and hide the bits that maybe you don't want to show off. So be careful of your print. You don't want it to swamp you. You don't want it to wear you. You need to wear your clothes and put your best foot forward.
Oh, I hear you, Chris. You just want to be comfortable. Now, I'm not good in the garden, but, I mean, even around the house, you just get those comfy clothes. So it'll be interesting to see how they mix that up.
Yeah, I think I like that line. We often all get into fashion ruts.
Oh, we do.
And it's time to break that one there with Chris. I'm looking forward to the results.
All right, I'm predicting. Do you want to hear my prediction?
I'd like to.
I'm thinking probably skirt shirt or dress? Because did you see, well, that wardrobe was impressive, but all the pants and shirts that were lined up there. So I reckon Ange is going to mix it up big time.
Splashes of colour I'm going to throw in there as well.
Oh, good idea. All right, well, we're moving out of the wardrobe now. You ready?
Sure.
Okay, it's time to introduce Stephen Fennick, editor of Tech Guide, and he joins us to talk about consumer rights. You know, what your obligations are, what your expectations should be, and how to protect yourself. So we are going shopping. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, guys.
All right, we've bought something. Can we get our money back if something goes wrong?
Yeah, well, we are protected as consumers, and there are a lot of items, of course, that we spend thousands of dollars on, and you'd like to know as a consumer that you have some protection, even beyond the warranty period. A lot of people aren't aware that there's a little thing called Australian consumer law that means that you're protected even after the warranty period expires. So if you've bought a TV and it's a year and a half later, the warranty's expired, something goes wrong, you are still protected, and you can get either a refund, a repair, or a replacement of that product.
But don't we take extended warranty to cover that?
Well, that's the thing. Retailers love to sell you extended warranties. To them, it's free money.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, you're already protected under the law. So even if it goes beyond that period of 12 months, which is how they sell you that extended warranty, Australian consumer law still protects you, because you think about it, you've spent thousands of dollars on a television.
Yeah.
And if something goes wrong 18 months in, the law states that there is a reasonable expectation for that product to work as described for years to come. So that's where the law kicked in. Started back in 2011. So you are protected, again, past that warranty period. If something goes wrong, your rights are there.
Look, Steve, if you're shopping online or in person, what are just some of the things you should be looking out for?
Shop at a reputable retailer, whether it's online or a bricks and mortar retailer. And they normally, if they're selling those sorts of products from the big manufacturers, you know, of course, they're reputable. But I think, yeah, look at how much you're going to spend, whether you're getting the best price, but also too, check to see that you are protected, and Australian consumer law does protect you past that point.
Right.
What if it's on sale? You know, when they say no returns, you know, if something goes wrong, you're buying it now.
Yep. Yeah, well, whatever you pay, you're still protected under the law. And just on that, if you are spending, say, $1,000 on a television and something goes wrong 2 or 3 years in, then that might not give you the same protection of you spending $6,000 on a TV.
Okay.
So it's very much a case-by-case basis, but Australian consumer law applies across all of those. So I think the manufacturers have their own little references to if the cost of a product is this much, extended warranty or the Australian consumer law should apply well beyond that 12-month period.
Oh, did you know about this?
No, it's all news to me, and there's some great learnings there already. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, if you are buying a bulky item and something goes wrong, the first thing people think was, how am I going to get this back to the store?
Yes.
Well, it's part of the retailer's obligation under Australian consumer law to organise that transport. So if it is a bulky item, it's their responsibility to pick that item up, take it off to be repaired or eventually replaced.
What are your rights if you're challenged by the retailer with a request like that?
Well, you would tell them, use those 3 magic words, Australian consumer law,
right,
and they will then represent you to the retailer. Often you hear the retailer saying, well, no, you'll have to take that up with the manufacturer. That's not the case. You are the retailer's customer. That's their responsibility to look after you and represent you to the manufacturer.
All right, and what if they say, okay, well, we'll give you another item, and you go, no, I just want a refund? Like, can you ask for that?
You are in your rights to ask for that. If they do offer a repair, it has to be done in a timely manner, so you can't be waiting months.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're right, you should ask for a replacement. There's also an anti-lemon law, which means if there are 2 minor faults that occur in a short period of time, that's considered a major fault, and you will just be given a replacement of that product.
Okay, we're not talking just change your mind here, though, are we?
Well, no, the law doesn't protect you if you've seen it cheaper elsewhere, or you don't like the colour, or you change your mind on, look, I don't really need this anymore. The law doesn't protect you there, but it does protect you if something goes wrong with the product, even if it is beyond that 12-month period.
Steve, some wonderful insights there as usual, so thank you for all of that. It's really powerful stuff. What would you call the top takeaways for people?
Yeah, well, I'd say, first of all, consider whether you need extended warranty. Ask the retailer, what is extended warranty going to give me that Australian consumer law doesn't already provide?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Also, remember to keep a proof of purchase, so make sure you've got access to a receipt. If you don't have the receipt, a credit card statement is enough.
Okay.
And you don't need to keep the original packaging. So if you haven't got the original packaging, that doesn't matter. And if it's a bulky item, remember, the retailer will pick it up and take it to be repaired and returned again.
Fantastic. I wish I knew these things years ago.
Well, you know now.
Good on you.
Absolutely. All right, thank you so much, Stephen.
Pleasure.
Yeah, okay. Australian consumer law. Three new words.
I got that.
Okay, all right. Now we're going to hit the road. Graham surrounds himself with the most magnificent display of lavender blooms that carpet the town of Grafton in late October. It's the annual Jacaranda Festival.
Well, here we are in Grafton, situated on the beautiful Clarence River in the Northern Rivers region of New South Wales. It's about a 3.5 hour drive south from Brisbane and about 6.5 hours north from Sydney. Now, we're very lucky to be here in Jacaranda season, so it's time to check out the beautiful tree-lined streets, the Jacaranda Festival, and some of the hidden gems that Grafton has to offer. Let's take a look. Well, we're here in Schaefer House and I'm talking to the lovely Pat, who is a past president of the Clarence Valley Historical Society. Pat, so lovely to talk to you.
Oh, Graham, it's lovely to have you.
Such a beautiful place you have. Please tell me more about it.
Look, Schaefer House was built by Mr. Frederick Schaefer. He became the city architect after coming out from Germany, and a lot of the German people lived here and made the Grafton city the beautiful city it is.
Incredible.
And this is his home. He lived here.
And you've got so much historical artefacts here. How far does it date back?
Well, Graham, this house was built in 1900, but we were collecting these from 1932, I think it is, the date that the first historical society was formed, and there was no place to put them early, so when Grafton City Council bought this beautiful home, we moved in here.
So why is history so important to you?
Graham, if we don't learn about our own history, what can we pass on to the children who are coming after? We must know our history so we don't make mistakes. And we have to be grateful to the people who've gone before us and have built the places where we live. It's so important to know these things.
So here we are with Desson, who's the president of the Jacaranda Festival. Mate, what a great vibe you got going on here.
Thank you. Welcome. It's Jacaranda Festival 2022 here in Grafton, and today is Retro Fest Day for Jacaranda Festival.
Is that, well, I noticed that there's a lot of old cars and people walking around in the old rock and roll outfits.
Yeah, 50s and 60s lovers, the fashion and the cars all over, and the music, of course. You can hear the rockabillys playing there. So yeah,
just fantastic. So how's it evolved over the years?
Because it started probably in its infancy, really small festival. You know, the crowning and a ball to get dressed up at and have a meal and stuff. To slowly, as different committees were coming in place, adding something new each time.
So why are the jacaranda trees so prevalent here in Grafton?
A guy named Henry Volkers, back in the early settlement days of Grafton, brought the seed pods with him from South America and propagated them and thought it'd be a great idea, and he was thinking long term, to have avenues of these beautiful purple trees.
Wow. So how many jacaranda trees are there here in Grafton?
Approximately about 3,500 trees in total.
Wow, amazing. Grafton. You know, I spoke to a lot of locals and this place is bursting with pride. And especially during the Jacaranda season, where this place really comes to life. From the people, the gardens, the history, and the magnificent river, Grafton has been an absolute joy. But don't take my word for it. Come and check it out for yourself.
Wow, those jacaranda trees are spectacular. Like, they just bring colour and life to the town.
Yeah, there's no other place in Australia that looks quite like Grafton. And the pride that the locals seem to have too about living in that beautiful place really comes through.
Doesn't it make you want to go to the festival though?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right, let's book.
It's on the list.
Okay.
Okay, folks, Ange and Chris are standing by. So let's get comfortable as we cross to Toowoomba for the big reveal.
Well, everyone, it's time for Chris's reveal. We have family and friends gathered here, and I think she feels great. She looks fantastic in all the colours that she loves. So let's go check her out. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to hear. So are you ready to see her reveal? Yeah. Woo!
Thank you everyone for coming.
Chris, you look very nice.
Yes,
Thank you.
I love your hairstyle.
And your earrings, looks like Christmas.
It is. Thank you so much.
Lovely, it suits you beautifully.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, you wear it again and again.
I feel very
I love how
comfortable.
it sits on
Yes,
you. It's
yeah.
beautiful.
And the colours are beautiful.
The colour is beautiful.
Yes.
The print is just right for your petite frame.
Oh, she looks great. Colour suits her perfectly, I reckon.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
She looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
I think she looks fabulous.
Yes.
The colours suit her so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Now it's time to drink some champagne.
I will. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, I love that look, but I love that tip about, don't bring focus to areas you don't want. It's like a magic trick, an illusion.
Yeah, that's a magic trick I've yet to master. But I'm working on it every time I get a chance.
I'm going to book Ange in for you.
Would you?
Yeah, I will. I can do that for you.
Well, that wraps up another episode. Of course, we are always grateful to our amazing guests who invite us into their homes, get out of their comfort zones and share their favourite travel experiences with us.
And of course, we can't forget the rest of the team, Graham, Carly, Ange and Stephen, who all help us become living proof that life just gets better with age. See you next time.
See you then.